Hey guys, there's Peach, Maple, and Cherry. Peach on the right, Maple in the middle, and there's Cherry on the left. Our 3 rescued crows. Dennis and Kulika here.
Hi.
How's everyone doing out there? So today we thought we'd do a video about rescuing crows and magpies. Those are our 3 rescued crows. Like Peach, Cherry, and Maple. They're all rescued birds. They were in a bad situation at one time. A lot of you know that watching. A lot of the subscribers that have been around for a while, you know the story of them. But for the new viewers, those are rescued crows. And after, we're going to bring the magpies in. It's not a big space in here, so we'll start with the crows, and then a little later on in the video, you'll see the magpies. So lately we've been getting a lot of questions. People have been asking, what do they do when they find a wild bird that isn't flying? So that's why we thought we'd do a video like this. Yeah, it's the time of year, like late spring, almost summer, and they're either falling out of the nest or coming out of the nest or getting kicked out of the nest, who knows? But you know, a bird has to come out of the nest eventually, and they don't all fly at first, right, Kulika?
Yeah, they'll be clumsy for quite some time. It will take about 1 or 2 weeks even for birds to start flying once they fall out of the nest.
That's right. So people have been asking, what should they do? Like, what should someone do if they see a bird in their backyard, like a crow or a magpie? What should they do, Kulika?
Well, first you should try to determine if the bird is healthy. If the bird has like a broken wing or broken foot or something, which often happens as a result of them falling out of the nest. That's right, they always fall out of the nest, sometimes prematurely and sometimes in time.
Yeah.
They never fly out of the nest because they're not capable for flying at that point when they're coming out of the nest. And since the crows, the corvids, they're big birds, and they once they basically fall to the ground, and they oftentimes get hurt. So yeah, so lots of birds don't even survive the fall.
So what should they do though if they find a bird in their yard?
You should try to determine if the bird is injured, and if it's injured, then obviously the bird would need some help or assistance, maybe medical assistance even. But if the bird appears to be healthy, then you should look around and see if there are parents around, because parents are always looking after them after they come out of the nest, and they're feeding them. And when the helpless bird is sitting on the ground, that doesn't mean he's abandoned, because parents are most likely somewhere around.
Yeah.
But not always, because if sometimes like when the nest is too crowded, or if something is like wrong with the chick or something, parents oftentimes kick out some excessive chicks from the nest.
Yeah, they got
if there are too many pigs to feed,
yeah.
Or if they sense that something is wrong with the bird and that they won't survive, or they're just weak somehow, because it's like survival of the fittest. So not all young crows survive.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you gotta make a determination, guys. Like maybe watch from a certain place, like back up, and just see if there's the parents of the young chick are around.
Because if parents are looking after a chick, they will be very vocal. If you approach the chick, you would know right away, because they'll be cawing their heads off.
Yeah.
They'll be flying all over the place, and they would try to protect the chick from you. But if you don't see any parents around, then it's quite safe to assume that the chick has been abandoned, because they are never on their own. So just to make sure, just maybe leave the bird to that same spot for a while and just keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Or if he's by the side of a busy road or something, then just move him to some safer area on some lawn or somewhere, and watch him, see if someone comes to feed him, like a parent, I mean. And if not, so if you've been watching like an hour or two and nobody's coming, and then you might have to help that bird.
So now, guys, let's say you made the determination that the bird's parents aren't around, and the bird may be injured or may not be injured. So at this point, what should they do now, Kulika?
Yeah, if it looks like the bird would need your help, then you take a cardboard box, you line it with paper towels, and you put the bird in there. And you might want to put a shallow dish with water there also, so that he will have water available.
And should they feed the bird?
Yeah, young birds, they need to be fed like in every little while. So you, if he's begging for food, then you feed him like really well soaked, soggy, completely soggy kitten food. Now cat food or kitten food is even better because it's designed for a little growing body.
A lot of nutrients in the kitten food. The dry kibble. And
yeah,
you soak
dry kibble, but you soak it really good so that it's totally soggy, because bird will get the moisture from it too.
Yeah.
And it's not, if you're worried that the bird is dehydrated, give him really soggy kitten food, because it's not a good idea to put water into their beak, because it could very easily go wrong way, and then that could cause pneumonia. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, so yeah, get the cardboard box, line it with paper towel, and then like Kulika said, soak some kitten food. Like even veterinarians have told us that kitten food is the best for a young bird.
Yeah, and it might well be that the bird has never been drinking on his own, because he might have just recently fallen out of the nest. So you might want to put a really shallow dish with water right in front of him and put his beak into the water so that it touches the water, and that could stimulate him so that he will start drinking.
Yeah, guys, she has a lot of experience. She's talking from experience. Like two of the crows back there, Peach and Maple, she had to do exactly that, right, Kulika?
Yeah, and little pie too.
So we'll bring the magpies in now and we'll continue the story. There they are, guys. There's a pie on the left and Spice on the right. They're looking beautiful, look at that. These are both rescued birds too. And they're corvids, just like crows. So Kulika, what should you do, like if the baby bird that is in the box now or that they rescued, and he doesn't eat, what should they do?
Yeah, they really need nutrition very often. Like you really need to get some food in them. So regardless of whether they're begging for it or not. So if they're begging for it, then feeding is very easy. You just put it in their throat and they gobble it down. But if they don't open the beak for you, then you have to force feed them. You have to force that beak open and gently. Yeah. And you put the food, soaked cat food or kitten food, you put it down the throat as far as you can.
Yeah, push it in.
Yeah, just make sure that it doesn't, make sure it goes, because it's usually once you get it in their throat, they swallow it down, because they have that reflex. But if they're not begging, then you just have to gently open the beak, just with your fingernails, or just gently. Force it open and put the food in, and then they will swallow it down.
Yeah, it's important. They need.
It's very important because they need nutrition. Because if you find like a young bird on the ground, so it could well be very dehydrated and starving. Who knows? Maybe several days already. Yeah. So you don't know that.
And they have to eat. Yeah.
You have to get some food in him right away.
Because if there's no parents around, they're not getting any nutrition.
Yeah, and you really have to feed them very often. So ideally, in about every half an hour or so. So if you're working and you can't really feed them in every half an hour, then try to do it at least in every couple of hours.
Yeah, it's very important. They need the nutrition.
Yeah, so the time that they're awake, like daylight hours, they need to be fed quite often.
So guys, now you have to determine, do you want to raise this bird yourself or you want to take him somewhere? And I would advise you to check your local laws. Not everywhere is it legal to keep a wild bird in captivity, like it's against the law. Where we live, it is not against the law. Otherwise we wouldn't have these birds. Like a lot of people ask us that, how do you have those birds? Isn't it illegal? Well, the laws aren't the same everywhere. And these birds mean the world to us. Like we care for them just like children. If we don't have children, but these are our children, right, Kulika?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we do the best we can for them, and we take them to the veterinarian here, like the university, they have a vet clinic, and if it was illegal, they would have to remove them from our care. So we're allowed to keep these birds, and it's not our first bird, so I think we know what we're doing by now.
Yeah, so if you're considering keeping one of those birds, then you really have to make informed decisions. So first thing, find out if it is legal in your in your community to keep a bird. Because if it is not legal, then you wouldn't be able to give that bird any medical help. You can't get him vaccinated. You won't get any health care for it.
Yep.
Like, and it's very important decision to keep in mind. And with us, we take these birds to get their annual checkups. Like once a year, we take them for complete medical checkup. And also we get them vaccinated for West Nile virus, because West Nile virus is very dangerous for corvids. So they get their vaccinations once a year. And if it's not illegal, like if it is not legal in your community, you wouldn't be able to do that. So this is something to keep in mind.
Yeah, you check out your laws, guys. And since we decided to raise these rescued birds, they've become imprinted on us. What does that mean, Kuulika? What does imprinting mean?
Well, that means that you are really, if bird gets imprinted on you, then you mean the world to that bird. So you are everything for them.
Yeah, you're part of their flock.
Yeah, so you better be prepared for that role.
So now
it's serious commitment.
That's right, guys. So now I want to tell you, if you're not up to keeping the bird, lots aren't, and you know, maybe you shouldn't. It's a big thing to take on, a lot of responsibility. So if you don't know what to do, you should contact your local veterinarian and ask for a phone number to a wildlife rehabilitation in your area. And what they'll do is they'll take the bird in, and more than likely they'll rehab it, and they'll get it used to being with other birds of its kind and learning to forage for food and everything, and then they'll release it when the time is due. So I would advise that too, like, look for your local rehabilitation for wildlife in your area, and then these birds could have a wild life yet. But these ones are imprinted on us, and you can never release imprinted birds.
Yeah, if bird gets imprinted, then there is no way to release that bird, so it would not be safe. The imprinted bird would never survive in the wild.
That'd be very unresponsible and cruel if we were to let these birds go right now.
Yeah, and once you get the bird imprinted on you, this is serious commitment, because it's like you are making lifelong relationship with that bird.
That's right.
They're incredibly intelligent creatures. They're very intelligent and very social. So you need to spare time for them.
Yeah.
Like you have to find time from your daily schedule to just to sit with them.
Spend time
with them, because it's very important for them.
And looking after magpies or crows is not for everyone. So guys, we're going to end the video here, and we hope that some of your questions were answered. We know there's a lot of viewers to the channel all the time, and they're asking. And I'm going to put a bunch of links below. You check that out, and you can see some videos about the story of some of these birds. And then you can find out more, because we would talk here for 2 or 3 hours, like to say everything. So check those videos out. Like I said, links will be below. So you want to say anything, Kuulika, before we go?
Yeah, I just want to emphasize once again how serious the commitment is that you make when you adopt one of these birds and get them imprinted on you, because they are, as I said, they're incredibly intelligent, and they live long lives, so they could even outlive you. So they could live, like in captivity, they live 30 years. They could even more than 30 years they could live. So, but you better be prepared for sharing your life with that bird for all that time. So
we've made arrangements from our estate. If anything was to happen to us, these birds will be looked after.
Yeah, they're our children, so we don't have children.
It's like your children out there. You want the best for them. I'm sure in your estates, you got them in your wills to look after your children. So it's the same with us. So we hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget about those links. And if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of videos up there. And then, I always say this, but the notification bell, once you subscribe, click that so you're always notified when we get the new videos out. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.